My blood pressure was nice and low this morning. Nice and low, so I get to have a cup of coffee in my lucky Justin cup that Justin Johnson courteously sent me more than 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. So I started drinking my coffee with pure honey instead of sugar, and it sits with me a lot better. I don't want to make you throw up, but I want to make you aware of something. I opened up I opened up my peanut butter that Sharon sent me from Amazon. And I haven't had really good luck with Amazon, I can tell you. One of you sent me some tuna fish last summer, and the box was just gnawed to death by rats or mice and covered in urine. So, 6 o'clock in the morning, I get my peanut butter that Sharon sent me, and as you can see, it's new. I just took the first dollop out of it and put it on the bread, okay? Now, this may make you puke. I looked at this, and it's the egg sac from a cockroach. See that? It's the egg sac. It's a rear part of a cockroach that has all the eggs in it. Let me see if you can focus real good on that. It's an egg sac of a cockroach in my jar of peanut butter. So I went online and I looked it up. And I asked Gemini or whatever the new thing's name is, how is that possible that there was a cockroach thorax in my peanut butter? And it came back with the government allows a certain amount of defects in food, and it's called defective action parts. Defective actions. So I looked up various food, and peanut butter is allowed to have up to 30 insect parts in 100 grams of peanut butter. You can look it up yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. And if you're in the chat, please give me a thumbs up and a like and a sub and a 5x5 and a woohoo and all that other stuff. But as I said, being pragmatic like my mother, this is a cockroach part that was in my peanut butter this morning. This is that egg sac from a cockroach, and it was in my brand new jar of peanut butter that I got from Amazon. See, I took the first scoop of peanut butter, and it looks like it might have another bit of cockroach in there. Phooey. I'm trying to get it so that it's right side up. It looks like there's another little bit of cockroach, like the head part or something in there. But in any case, In any case, I picked the cockroach out of my breakfast and ate it. So when I was a kid, my mother would cook rice, and all of the little weevils would come up to the top of the pot, and she would just scrape them off with a spoon and then go ahead and serve us the rice because we were poor. So, looking up the government specs, they allow 30 pieces of cockroach in 100 grams of peanut butter. Okay. And they allow, oh, I forgot it, peanut butter, flour, hot dogs, and broccoli. Peanut butter, hot dogs, flour, and broccoli seem to have the most insect parts in it. And they call it defective action, actionable defects or something like that. So, you know. And it's the acknowledgement that if you got this great big plant and peanuts are going up the little conveyor belt and they're being ground up, and then there's a vat that it's dropping into, and a little cockroach, walks along the top and loses its balance and falls in. Oh well, more protein. So, but in any case, I think I'm going to freeze that. Yeah, they say that the average person eats 2 pounds of bugs per year. And now, like everything else in our society, since they can't do anything about it, they're going to make us eat crickets. But that's the little egg case thing that's in the tail part of the cockroach, and it has all the little baby cockroaches in it, and they drop the egg case, and then the cockroaches hatch and scurry out all over the place. When I was a kid, my father was very physically and verbally abusive, and I used to make his coffee in the afternoon. He would have 4 o'clock coffee. And so it was kind of a mommy dearest situation. I would make him the coffee and bring it to him in his easy chair. And Dad wasn't much of a bather. And you had to hold your breath as you were coming up, approaching him in the easy chair. And I used to hand him the coffee and give him a kiss on the forehead. And in any case, my mother had washed the cups and put them upright in the cabinet. And this big queen cockroach had crawled into the cup and laid all of her eggs and then died. And I didn't think to rinse out the cup. And so I poured the hot coffee into the cup with the cockroach pieces and stirred it up and gave it to my father. Had he known, he would have beat me to death, I can tell you. So he's luxuriating with his coffee. What's up, Putty Cat? This is a cockroach egg sack that was in my peanut butter this morning, and I was showing Sanchez. That's that cockroach sack that's got all the little eggs or baby cockroaches in it out of my peanut butter this morning from Amazon that Sharon graciously sent me. And it's the first swipe out of the jar. You can see it's a brand new jar. So cockroaches on Amazon, only $9.99 for 2 jars, 80 ounces. And the government allows 30. Yes, it came to me that way. It was sealed. It was sealed with the aluminum. It was sealed with this. It was sealed with this on the top. And it looks like maybe more cockroach parts. I don't know. It had this on top. And so I picked the roach thorax out of my food and ate it. So, all right. So, my father drank the cup of coffee. My father drank the cup of coffee and he goes, and he pulls out this big roach. But lucky for me, he thought that it was part of a date that he had eaten. Because my mother and my father, they loved those dried dates. And they used to get this plate of dried fruit. And it had dried dates. So my father went and spit out this great big cockroach and thought it was a date. And that saved my life. Interesting how something like a bug thorax in your peanut butter can bring back memories like that. It's got the little ridges and stripes in it, you know. That part under the wings where it's got the head and then it's got like the shoulders and the wings. And then the last part of it is this thing, the egg pod. And the government calls that actionable defects. And they allow 30 bug parts per 100 grams of peanut butter. Now, look it up for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Now I feel all buggy and everything. But, yeah. I'm going to keep that thing. I'm going to freeze it. You know, and ask them to send me some more buggy peanut butter, you know. But, you know, when they have a factory, and like I said, the peanuts are all going up the belt, and they're being ground up and dropped into a great big vat, you know they're not going to stop everything if a little cockroach is crawling along the equipment and then looks down, loses its balance, and falls in. They're not going to throw all that away. They're just going to look the other way. So, guts and black powder. Oh, yeah, I should do that. By the way. It says comments and questions. Call 866-475-4779 for questions and comments. Ingredients: roasted peanuts, sugar, hydrogenated vegetable oil, cottonseed, soybean, flaxseed oil to prevent separation, and salt. And this run of peanut butter, it doesn't have a lot number on it. It doesn't have a lot number. It has a Best Buy. It has a Best Buy on it of 2026. 2026. And it looks like it says LB2. Maybe that's 2 pounds. At 3:09 in the afternoon, it was produced. 2 pounds at 309 in the afternoon. But there's no lot number on it. There's a barcode on it, but no lot number. Usually the code is here on the bottom. Maybe they knew that the cockroach had fallen in there and they didn't label it. But that sure enough is one of those cockroach baby sacks, where all of the eggs and everything come out of on the cockroach. So I'm gonna freeze that sucker. So the government calls those actionable defects, and they allow them in flour, broccoli, hot dogs, and peanut butter are the biggest incidents of bugs in food. So everybody knows that about hot dogs. They did a Simpsons, where Homer's eating the hot dog and it says mystery meat parts and stuff like that. So, and when I grew up, my parents' house was crawling with cockroaches because my mother was old school, and she would take an old coffee can and put it on the counter, and when she would cook the bacon, she would drain the bacon fat into the coffee can. She did not put it in the refrigerator. She left it on the counter. And so all night long, the cockroaches would swim in it. And then the next day, she would take a big dollop of bacon grease out of the can, throw it into an old iron skillet, and cook our eggs in the bacon grease and cockroach parts. So, yeah. So, she raised a very sick family full of kids that were sick because she also washed the cat dishes. She'd feed the cat outside, and the cat wouldn't eat all of the cheap food. So the flies would come and lay eggs in the cat food. Then my mother would bring the dishes in after like a week and leave them to soak with the other dishes that we were eating off of. And so, yeah, she raised a whole household full of sick kids. I'm Mr. Clorox, so I got Clorox in a spray bottle, and I Clorox the heck out of everything. But this thing's rather cool looking. It's got the ridges on it and all that other stuff where the baby cockroaches hang out. So I'm not going to throw the jar of peanut butter away, by the way. I'll just make sure that I pick whatever else is in it out, because I don't have money for a fresh jar of peanut butter. So usually Sharon sends me peanut butter every so often. Kelly Osbourne sent me a beautiful box of chocolate 2 years ago. And now Ozzy is gone. I've been down for a couple days about that. The Oz man. He had one good last concert and he pulled it off without a hitch. Everybody thought that he was going to crash and burn. So some of his covers didn't show up, which was rude of them. They should have shown up just out of respect, but they didn't. So, This part looks like a cockroach head or something. It's kind of like just a speck. But the other part is definitely the thorax or whatever you call it, the egg sac from a cockroach. So, good and crunchy. Good and crunchy. Are you a creamy person or a crunchy person? I'm a crunchy person. I like crunchy peanut butter. I am not a creamy peanut butter person. So, I stopped drinking Maxwell House coffee because Maxwell House tastes like they grind up the shell of the coffee and dump it in with it, to make more volume. So I've been drinking Folgers decaf mixed with the McDonald's McCafe decaf that you all sent me with pure honey and no cockroaches and real half and half. So it's very pleasant. It's supposed to be a real hot day out today. So you want to make sure that you got all of your stuff charged up. So if the power cuts out, you won't be caught with your pants down. Any spare room in your freezer, make sure you fill water bottles and freeze them. That way, if the power goes out, the stuff in your freezer will last a lot longer than an empty or half-empty freezer. So, I gotta go. The alarm's going off for my medicine. So, I've been burping up like cockroach parts now. But, interesting. I might put that under the microscope and look at it. But I guess I'm just at that part of life that nothing grosses me out or surprises me anymore. I don't know if that's good or bad. But one thing I do know is that my alarm is going off and I have to go take my morning medicine. Poppity pops out.